Hello everyone, and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. God, I barely didn't make this, I'm going to be honest. Everything's been running incredibly slow, and for a moment I really didn't think that it was even going to load at this point. But we're getting there. I mean, you're seeing normally I'm well in at this point, but I'm not even. It's still loading. So this video, this episode, this is going to be a scientific test. Okay, this is going to see how worth it the game is to actually play through for what I think I want to do with it. Basically, let's continue in. Once we get in, I'll explain it. However, if you haven't been watching the last videos, go back and have a little look. It's been quite fun. I broke the game. I was halfway through the story mission to fix a car, and I could not find the part that was broken, so I rage quit and just shut the game down. When I loaded the game back up again, the car and the mission were no longer a thing. It was gone. However, I did a couple of missions to make sure it wasn't frozen and came out. Came back in the game last week and the car had returned, but the mission was still not there. So, what I did was I put all the bits back on the car and I sold it, giving me enough money to go to a garage and buy a wrecked car. Lovely. I now have a wrecked car. I don't know, I think I paid about 13 grand for it, I think, but that's irrelevant. Because what I'm going to do, I have a spreadsheet open. And I'm going to rebuild the engine and the tyres. And I'm going to see exactly how much money I can get for this car. However, the one thing I don't want to happen is I don't want to, for example, I don't want to buy an engine part for £100. Add it to the car, and the value of the car increases by £100. Because why am I doing that? What is the point of buying bits for the car if I'm only going to get the exact same cost of those bits back? It feels like a complete and total waste for me. Now, I feel like the only way I can get rid of these spray bits here is to actually spray them. You have to respray the car. Now, I cannot respray this car because I don't have a sprayer unit. I haven't upgraded quite enough yet. And by all accounts, the story missions have all disappeared. I think because the one that I was left, I haven't done. So, it won't give me a new story mission. So I think I'm now screwed as far as the story goes in this life, in this thing. But I want to completely I want this engine to look really nice and shiny. Obviously everything that you can see here, because that's how it drives, and I want it to look all nice and lovely and not rusted. So that's the plan. I'm going to try and do the whole thing up so that it looks nice and lovely, and see how much money I can get for the car, provided it's not the same. Then this is going to be the way forward, would be buy a car, do it up, sell it off. Doing missions on the way, I can always do that if I feel like it. Now, the first thing I want to do, if I look at my car status, right, that's the value of the car. I'm going to have to click out every time is the problem. That is the value of the car. So let's put that in here. So that's the starting cost of the car. If I turn this, see, this is all my, you're not going to see any of this. I could add it and have it as a separate thing so you can see the running cost, but there's not much to it. As an accounting cost, boom, there it is. Okay, so we are on And now, yeah, the plan will be that my spreadsheet, every time we buy a new part for the engine, I'm going to list the amount on this spreadsheet. And it will automatically add up for me the total running cost. At the very end, I will then see how much I can sell the car for. And if the value that it's given me is exactly the same as this car value plus the physical value of the cost of the parts, then what's the point? Why am I doing it? You know? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. So now let's move the car to... Again, I would love to spray. I'd love to give it a new nice paint. Move it to the car lifter. Right, so the first thing I know for a fact needs doing are the well, in fact, actually, what we can do... I don't know if the car runs. Does the car even run? What does it not have? It doesn't have a bearing cap, a fuel filter, an oil pan, one of the covers, ignition wires, and a rod cap. So I don't think we could even drive it yet. I want to really... Because we can see a bunch of stuff, but I want to see what everything is like. Get rid of all the red stuff, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't think we can physically take it to the... Yeah, can't start the engine. So if I go mount... Oh. So realistically, we need ignition wires V8. Let's just buy those anyway, because I want to try and get it working. I want to make sure we do as much as we can. So ignition wires, main shop. Ignition wires, V8. It was just V8, I believe, but let's just make sure. The last thing we want is to just V8. Okay. 90. Oh. Okay. So we're now gonna... Can we just add them on top? Power. Okay, so now there was also... Now that is... The ignition wires are going to be a major part of it. However, I feel like there was like a spark plug missing. But that might work. I mean... I don't know. I don't know cars. Cannot start, so still no. Fuel filter, oil pan. Let's lift it up. I mean, I want to change the rims anyway. Because look at the state of them. I really want to respray it. I mean, everything's knackered, really. So you see, if I from here have a look at what there is. You see there. So we got just a regular fuel filter goes in here. Okay. I can't tell if they're actually there or not. Well, let's grab a regular fuel filter while that's coming down. Fuel filter. And we'll add that on here. Okay. In that goes. See, again, realistically, it's just the only bits I really want are Well, the bits that are red, obviously. But also the bits that are obviously bad, that can be seen. It's realistically, it's the bits that are red and the bits that can be seen. They're the main bits that I really want to redo. But I feel like I'm going to be completely rebuilding this engine, essentially. Can we just take that off? Just get rid of that entirely. Because look, the radiator C is 13%. So we can get a new one of them to start with. I mean, we've got some money to play with. Radiator C. You have no idea how much I wasn't sure that I even spelt that correctly. Okay. I mean, technically I could just check with just those 3 items added. Oh, look at that. Don't know, just that on its own looks nicer. Brake servo. Can we not take that off? Oh no, sorry, we're on, yeah, sorry. Take parts off. It's 44%, that's not bad, but again, I want people to see it. Oh, that was wrong. I did a D. There it is. 240. Well, 256. And we just got an achievement for spending money. I'm sure that is. So then what I'm going to do, I don't have to do the whole car, technically. I can just check what we've done already. There it is. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Looking nice. If I go to car status... Okay, so we do get more. Technically, the cost is 21,754. Yet the value is 21,835. So it has added extra value with just the bits I've already done. The thing is, I do want to upgrade everything. I don't want to be writing everything down because it's a hassle to come out of this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to the engine is one of the big issues I have. So I'm going to rebuild the engine first. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to rebuild this bit here. Once the engine is built and working, I'll then do a test on the brakes and the tyres and those bits, and that will give us an outline for what we're doing there. So I need to... Hold on, let's click on here because there's something. It's that bit. Take the radiator fan first. Now you can come off. Which then, yep, you should be able to come off now. Oh, it's only 37%. With the water pump. And again, technically, everything you can see is definitely being replaced because I want the whole engine to look nice and lovely. Okay. Take the pulley off. And go back up again now if we wish. Work our way back up. Pop. There we go. So now this can come off. And this is the point. Once we get to a point where we've rebuilt everything, supercharged intake. And as we're rebuilding it, it will tell us. Aha, so first of all we'll take off our new ignition wires. Alright, so you see it's like that. That arm is... Oh, that was rusty. Yeah, it's only 11% that one. But yeah, this is going to be the big rebuild. See how much we get, how much we spend. Well, actually, I'm being silly. Because I have a value of how much I currently have, don't I? Which means technically what I can do is I can just make a note of how much money I physically have now. And at the end of the spend, just take away the amount I've got left. And that will tell me how much I've spent. I can just do it that way. So I don't have to note everything down. Spark plug, spark plug. Spark plug, spark plug. See, the spark plugs and those rods, I don't care if they're... I don't particularly care if those things are 100% or not. Although, you know, if I'm going all the way, I might as well make a completely new engine. The head can now come off. Then we'll go the other side and do the other side. This thing's awful. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of you. Oh, we got it's all clipped on, is it? Okay. And then we'll go ding ding. Which means you can come off as well. Right, now a cap, which we don't have on the other one anyway. Lovely. You see, yeah, some of these are worse than others, but I want it all to be one shiny nice. Oh, there we go. Plus, obviously, the option you can do is just build the car yourself. Once you have enough money, you can buy all the parts, I'm sure, and just do the whole thing from scratch. Alright, so let's take out the plugs. And the rods. They're also fiddly. Yeah. So if I had a secretary, I'd be like, yeah, just tell everyone that calls I've got a big job on today. And now I don't know how far I'm going to get into this, but I'm on a strict schedule today. So if it starts to reach an hour, I'm just leaving and we'll just have to see. There it goes. Okay. Okay, so we've got to get rid of this horrible rusty thing. 11%. Okay, so now we're doing that thing again. Probably from the bottom, where we have to... See, even that just looks better without it being there, because it's so rusty. Alright, while it's doing that... Well, it won't, it will pause. So the rest of the money is 28669. 28669. So let's remove the value. Well, what I'll do is I'll put the value of the car here, so I can see how much the value of the car was to start with anyway, and then I will move my figures around. Alright, so that's the value that I've got currently, together with the outpays I've already made, which means that's how much money I physically started with. And that's how much the car starting cost is to sell it. Alright, so now I don't have to worry too much. So what we need to do is it's all these clips. There's one. You see they're like buy, turn in, because you get ones on the left and then the ones on the right. There's this one. Oh, I can take the caps off. Oh, is there one on both sides maybe? Oh, there is. So because there's two, there's ones on each. So now that means, oh, and the crankshaft. So many bits. So I've done you and I've done you. I've done you and I've done you. So now we've got to go down and say that looks good. I mean, I've done that one and I've done, or maybe there was one missing, because I don't remember doing two, but apparently that looks like all of them. Let's bring it back down again and take out the take out these bits. Here we go. Spin round. Oh, didn't mean to do that. It's getting the actual piston selected when it's down. Alright, so now we need to... Okay, up you come. I might have to remove the axle as well to actually get the block off. Right, what is... Do I need to actually remove the oil filter? Yeah, I think I need to. It's in here, I think. Let's take the starter off. Take off the drive shaft, the massive drive shaft. Okay. Now we can take the, okay, yeah, so the gearbox was hidden, and that was what we need to remove first. You know what, when I said this was a big job, I weren't joking. Take this off. It's going to look so much nicer for it, although I will say. Okay, so now what is... Oh. Still saying no to the crank. See if I can try that. It's showing that as crankshaft. But what is it not letting me remove the crankshaft because of? See, because nothing is showing as red. There's no more. Aha, there is something, I can see it. Got to remove that. Okay, I can see it. I know what it is now. Okay. Again, it's just annoying that even though it was something was red, it wasn't highlighted, so I couldn't physically see it. Come here. You. And then we got this chain. And we got the gear. We got that shaft. And now that one. We found it. And it's one of those things. I could respray it at a later date. I could like do it all up and then choose to respray it later, but I do want to do it now. So now could I just remove that as is? And then all I need to do is going to be a little bit slow, but essentially rebuild that from scratch. That's what I've got to do. Once it's rebuilt from scratch, I mean, again, I could try buying all of this stuff, rebuild the whole of the inner working so it's all green, but that is a lot of work. I mean, this is already going to be a long job anyway. And all I really want is the engine and the tyres to look good, and I want to see just how much difference that makes. Maybe the fuel tank as well, because that looks like it needs a new one. Just like the obvious things, like these springs. I pointed, you can't see what I'm pointing at. These springs, just to make them, maybe, because they stick out as well. Okay, so if we go to mount parts, right, so we're starting off, we need engine block V8 OV. And yep, this is going to be the slightly tedious bit, because I'm literally going to be buying each part and then putting it into the car. Look at that. That looks nice. Okay, so now we need a power steering pump. A power steering pump. A power steering pump V8. Now, even though the other one was OHV, it was just this that it was asking for, just the V8 one, I believe. Yes, just the V8. Power steering pump V8 is what we need. Lovely. It was only 11% anyway. That one needed a new one. There's that. And we got the alternator. Alternator. I'm annoyed that it doesn't stay on mount parts, because I have specifically, you know. Lovely, look at that. Ignition coil B, I'm pretty sure we've only got a nasty one. So ignition coil B, we'll do that now as well. Ignition coil B. It's one of those things, if it gives us the option to mount something, we're there. So we might as well get it. In you go. Now we need camshaft and crankshaft. V8 hove. So camshaft, V8 OV. So now looking for a crankshaft V8 hove. Okay. So the first one can be done on here, but the next one needs to go underneath. Oh no, this one. This one can be done from here. There it is, nice and shiny. Now we'll lift this up. And we will put you in. Lovely. Now, because once we've done this, once the car engine is running and we've put all the parts in that are needed, I can then just sell all the parts that are that I essentially have at that point. Let's come into this, shall we? Because this is what I'm doing next. So we got the cam gear V8 hove. Cam gear, that one. Yeah, nothing on my car was worth keeping on the front of the engine. It was all knackered, it was all rusty. Don't want any of it here. Timing chain. I'm pretty much just remembering it's all V8, so whether it's V8 hove, V8 over and a number, or what. So this was just the regular, this one. And there you go. And now we can stick on the front. There's a timing cover. I'll be down the bottom. Timing cover. Timing cover V8 hove. It's only 45, but I'll buy it. I don't know if that's the one. I'm sure that is. Because again, I remember specifically being like, yeah, that feels like it. Yeah, that looks like right. Yeah, look at that. See, wouldn't that look just lovely? So now the next bit on the front is the water pump. There you go, shaft pulley. I'm pretty sure it was the water pump. Water pump V8 hove. It's that one. Let's hope I bought those two. I decided to go for two things, and I wasn't really paying attention to both, so let's hope I did. I got that one. There's that one. And now, so that's the supercharged water pump pulley. That's a mouthful and a half. Supercharged water pump pulley, right where my mouse is. Perfect. Fits on there nicely. And there we go. Look at that. We've done all of that. And now technically we can put this in. It's a serpentine belt B. Serpentine belt A. Serpentine belt B. V8 hove. It's that one. I'm sure it is. Yeah, there it is. Lovely. Now, let's have a look at, so what are these? Piston with con rod. Are they all the same? 4. We need... Yeah, we need 8 pistons. So we need 8 piston with conrod. Okay. So they're just regular ones, aren't they? Is this? 8 of them. Okay. I always feel anxious. But let's put them on. And piston rings. I'm going to leave the piston rings as is. That'll be fine. It's one of those arguments that technically the rings go around the outside, but I don't know that I want to put that terrible ones though. They're not great, are they? I'll do the 40% ones. But then I need 1, 2, I need 4, 5. 5. They're just regular rings, aren't they? Do 5. It's interesting that it is a V8 hove for a lot of things, but it's a specific C of those different ones. So let's now, with the new rings, and then we can do it on this side as well. Lovely. And then yeah, this will just be the whole thing. It's all in. The whole engine. There it is. Okay, so I might have a look at this side bit now. I think, rather than carry on working up. Well, I can continue to work up, I suppose. While we're here, let's continue to work up. I lied. So we've got ignition distributor. Asking me to spell ignition, I ask you. Ignition distributor. I'm sure I'm probably going to need a cap for it as well, but for the time being. In it goes. And then we've got what? Engine head. V8. Engine head V8. Engine head V8 hove. So we need 2 of these. Oh, they're expensive. Okay, well they're big. It feels like, yeah, the big lumps, the big lump parts of the engine are the ones that cost the most. On goes one of these. This engine is going to look amazing. And then they're going to look at the framework underneath and be like, what the hell? But the engine runs so smoothly. I'm going to put you on as well. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. There it is. Okay, so now we've got the supercharged intake manifold. This thing was hollow. Supercharged intake manifold, the V8 hove. I'm pretty sure it was the V8. Oh, they're expensive though. I'm going to make sure I get the right one. V8 hove. Okay. Oh, I actually had one from a +1. Oh, okay. Alright, well I bought one now. That's a different colour as well. Well, it's nice to know I had an extra one. Okay. And we've got loads of things to fit on these bits. so before we will keep going up, let's do this bit under here first. Ignition distributor rotor. This is internal, so I'm going to leave that one as is. It was like 60% anyway, so that was okay. Ignition distributor cap. Ignition distributor cap. It'll just be the regular one. Only $20. Only $20 dues. On that goes there. Oh yep, now we need to clip it in place. So they're just clip Bs. They're going to be cheap, so I'm going to buy 2 of those. I'm not scrimping. Clip Bs, there you go. We'll get 2 of those. Make it look all nice. Okay, then we're gonna that one there. Just come on in so I can see it. I mean, there's no way you'd be able to clip this on manually the way I've done it. There's no way. Okay, so what do we have here? What do we need? We need an exhaust manifold. And I'm actually going to buy 2. An exhaust manifold. So it's that, and I'm going to buy 2 of those. I'm pretty sure there's 1 each side. I'll do all the side pods on this, and then the side pods on the other side, and then worry about the bit on the back, the gearbox. So we need 8 spark plugs. And like I said, technically, as I'm doubling everything I need, in theory, when I go round to the other side, I won't have to buy anything, because I would already have bought it. Is the plan. Although I am running out of time. It's too big for one episode, I think. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I've got enough time, but... Right, so now they're in. So now I need valve push rod. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16. Oh, hold on. So 16 valve push rod. They're very cheap. Got to buy a lot of them though. 16. Thank you. Oh. And then we mount. I'm definitely going to get this bit done. So it will be finished off next week. And we need, what's this? Rocker arm. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need another 16 rocker arms. Okay, be down here. Rocker arm 16. Boom. Oh. Oh, there we go. I was like, oh no, it's frozen. Don't freeze me. Come on. I mean, I know I've got a lot of stuff in my inventory, but it's not that difficult. I probably need to sell off a lot of stuff, to be honest. I think that's what's doing it. It's just way too much to handle. I mean, technically, like I said, I could just flip round and do the other side because I already have everything. Because I'm duplicating the lot, I can just rebuild the whole part, the whole other side. I just want to get this done. There we go. Now we need what? Engine head cover A. Engine head cover A, V8 okay, now I'm not going to buy 2 of those. I'm going to wait just to make sure that that is exactly what I need as well, and then I will. Hey, I actually have one. Oh, well, I'm going to use that. Perfect. That is perfect. I don't have to buy another one. I knew. I instinctively knew. Pow, look at that. Okay, so let's now go across to this side. Let's just fit all this stuff in because it's all already here. And like we say, what's good for one side is good for the other. I say that all the time. I do want to do some maths as well, just to kind of see what the current total is looking like. Now we can put the ignition wires on, which are also brand new anyway. Okay. Oh, come on, zoom in a bit. Here we go. Okay, we are getting there. It's going to look brand new. It's going to look lovely, it is. And we are slowly we're getting like 1 experience for every single thing we take off and put on. I don't think we've gone up massively, but we've done a lot of work, so. Oh. Be interesting to see if that thing was a different colour actually, the head cover. That's the one thing I don't want it to be, is look different, just because it's a different colour. Lovely. Now let's have a look. What did I say? Engine head cover B. That was why. Engine head cover B. V8 Hove. It's going to be that one. Because it's the other direction, you see. That was why I didn't buy 2. Okay. Alright, so that. Right, now we need a supercharger. Supercharger. V8 Hove. Lovely. And I suppose, don't forget, we also do get money just from We do also get money just from selling the parts as well, so we will get supercharger, serpentine, belt. Was that one right there? Perfect. Look at that. If you say so. Carburetor 4 barrel. 2 of them. If you say so, sunshine. Then we've got another one here. Then we got what we got. Scoop air filters. Scoop air filter. V8, 2 of them. I feel like we're going to need that as well, but we'll come back for that in a minute. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Now we need air scoop. There it is. You know what? For all the cars I could have got, I actually got a really nice car. Like a really nice looking car. Look at that. So that's everything added to the engine, to the actual engine itself. I've got to do the gearbox. I'm out of time, really. But look at that. As far as the engine goes, look how nice and shiny that looks. So much nicer. Right, so now, doing just a little bit of math. So we're currently on 18095. Oh, 18095 is what I'm on, which is then, which means we've spent currently a little over £11,000 upgrading this car. So the total that we're looking at is that amount, which was the car cost price, plus that amount, which is how much we've spent so far. So if we get like for like, it will cost 32.32 or 3300. And you see, it's not that much. So if we were current, obviously now don't forget the parts are not on the car, so we haven't yet put. We would have to put the gearbox stuff back on. I haven't really got time to do that today. So at the moment it's lower, but again that's because none of that stuff is on. All of this still needs to be put back on. But that'll be next week. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the car to the entrance, because that last time I lost my car and I don't want to do it again. So I'm putting it at the entrance. It's right here. So next week I need to put all the little clips underneath. I need to rebuild the gearbox. And I need to change the tyres, and then I'll sell the car. So we will see how it goes at that point. So I think we have made money, but because there's a bunch of stuff not attached to the car, it's difficult to tell. But this is part 1. So next week, same time, it's going to be 2 in the afternoon for the UK time. Come along and have a look so we can work out together exactly how much we will make rebuilding the entire engine and workings of a car. And I probably will look at selling all the parts as well, just to see how much that also makes me. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Car Mechanics Simulator 2018. Tomorrow I'm going to be back. It is going to probably be 5 o'clock again, so it will be normal time. And I will be playing Forager. I do know how to fill the holes in now in the grass. So that is what I'm going to be working towards, so that I can fill in the holes. And then start to get like a proper farm going so I can get some decent food. Because at the moment that's the annoying thing, is the food. Probably radishes, I feel. But we'll go into that tomorrow. So thank you so much. Please like